Hello, today's poem we're considering is With Kit, age 7, at the Beach by William Stafford. Before we start, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe because it really helps us to keep making the content on this channel. So many thanks. I have the poem here, so let's start. We would climb the highest dune, from there to gaze and come down. The ocean was performing, we contributed our climb. Waves leapfrogged and came straight out of the storm. What should our gaze mean? Kit waited for me to decide. Standing on such a hill, what would you tell your child? That was an absolute vista, those waves raced far and cold. How far could you swim, Daddy, in such a storm? As far as was needed, I said, and as I talked, I swam. This fine poem considers universal themes that many of us will find connection with. The poem will resonate with us all, particularly parents. This poem concerns the bond of love between parent and child. Here, a father's love for his daughter, Kit. Written in the first person voice, it is a personal account by the speaker of a real event when he and his daughter visit a beach and from the highest dune stare out across a stormy ocean. Kit, the child in the poem, is actually one of William Stafford's children. So we can say with certainty that this is a poem where the speaker and the poet are one and the same. As both stare into the stormy sea, Kit, the 7-year-old girl, looks to her father for advice and for him to decide what to make of the scene. It is for him to interpret what this storm should mean in both the literal sense, what might happen to us and the surrounding area during this tempest, and also in the metaphorical abstract sense, what does this storm symbolize? The use of the rhetorical question, what should our gaze mean, places the reader immediately within the scene with father and child. The third stanza involves the reader directly with the rhetorical question, standing on such a hill, what would you tell your child? And at this point in the poem, the father speaker faces a dilemma that many parents will connect with. Should he tell his child about the dangers inherent in life and nature? The sea here being a symbol of the wild unpredictability of life with its leapfrogging and performance. The father has decided the scene provides an absolute vista. Absolute here meaning a totally realistic representation of how life is. The speaker is unsure whether Kit is ready to hear of these dangers or whether he should continue to blanket her from the cold reality of life. The storm represents the approaching dangers Kit will face in life. Those waves raced far and cold. The poet's use of active verbs stresses the seas and nature's unpredictability. Performing, leapfrogged, raced. It is in the fourth stanza that a resolution is found to the speaker's dilemma. Kit interrupts the speaker's thoughts with the innocent question, how far could you swim, Daddy, in such a storm? The child is 7 and needs to hear an emotional truth spoken. Such is the closeness of their bond. The father understands Kit's question is a plea for reassurance of his love for her. She is really asking, if I fell into this storm, how far would you swim out to rescue me? The father's response is unhesitating. As far as was needed, I said. He means as much as is needed to rescue her. The father's love, like the sea, is limitless and will brave any danger to ensure his child is safe. A father's heart would reach out far across oceans to his child. Following this moment of self-revelation, the speaker pictures himself swimming out to sea to rescue his child, or the countless scenarios where she needs protection. In the final line, he says, "As I talked, I swam." We as readers assume the speaker starts discussing with her the many dangers she will encounter in life, but also reassures her that he will always be there for her. In the final line, this father-to-daughter talk, forewarning her of life's unpredictability, is the same as him swimming out into the stormy sea to rescue her. The poem has a universal theme which resonates with all of us, particularly parents. Born in Kansas and a long-time resident of Oregon, William Stafford, 1914 to 1993, is one of the USA's finest poets. Despite his talent, he was 48 before he had his first collection of poems published and found national acclaim. His writing often focuses on ordinary daily events and are deceptively accessible because his work is multi-layered with meaning. He kept a daily journal for 50 years and composed nearly 22,000 poems, of which almost 3,000 were published. During the Second World War, he declared himself a pacifist and performed alternative service, working in forestry and soil conservation. Nature is often present in his poems, also an affinity with wildlife, and his work is often compared to Robert Frost. Stafford's writing revolved around supporting his family and his work as a teacher and lecturer. Thank you for watching this video, and I really hope you found it useful. If you did like it, please hit the like button and also hit the bell so we can keep you updated on any new content we make. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do so because it's greatly appreciated and it really helps us out. Please also check out our other videos on writing and analysis. Until next time, from Carol and me, write well.